Welcome back, sports bettors. This is Jeff Makinen from DRF Sports. I'm here to cover the Monday night matchup between AFC North rivals Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. A DRF Sports subscription provides you with all the latest matchups and betting lines, betting angles, and line movements, along with our DRF Sports Forum tip sheet. It's an electronic tip sheet packed with everything you need each week, including our expert handicapper selections. All of that in your DRF subscription for just $5 a week. You can't get any better than that, folks. Looking at this matchup further, both teams coming in at 0-3. It's probably not the matchup that ESPN had hoped for when this was scheduled in the beginning of the season. Um, from a rating standpoint, well, we'll start with the line actually. Pittsburgh opened up at 4.5 with an over/under of 43.5. It has gone down slightly to Pittsburgh -4, total again at 43.5 currently. From a rating standpoint, Game Simulator number 1 projects Pittsburgh to win 29-20, so Pittsburgh in the over would be the value edges there. Estimate number 2, a similar story, 28-21 against slight edge Pittsburgh, slight edge over. Power line, Pittsburgh by 12. Now, as I analyze this further, I have to consider that the key injuries table will show me a piece of key information here. Ben Roethlisberger, the longtime starting quarterback for Pittsburgh, will miss this game as he is out for the season with an elbow injury. That is a major factor. The drop off to his backup, Mason Rudolph, is quite significant. So with that said, the value edges do favor Pittsburgh. I would discount that a lot given the fact that those value edges and those ratings do include a lot of games where Roethlisberger was playing. Both of these teams have struggled badly, as demonstrated by the statistics here. You can see that Cincinnati is averaging just 42 yards rushing with 2.4 yards a carry. Pittsburgh 64 on 3.8 yards a carry, and they both allow a significant amount of more yards rushing defensively. So they're being dominated at the line of scrimmage. Defensively, they're both averaging roughly 6.5 yards per play allowed, which is very poor. Pittsburgh, interestingly, despite the fact that they have a turnover differential of +3 this year, is still 0-3. Again, showing you that they have struggled badly this year. About the only good thing you can say here so far this year with Pittsburgh is they have played a relatively tough schedule. 25.3 is pretty tough and for their average power rating of opponents played. Looking at the head-to-head, this is a rivalry game. It has been one-sided over the years. Pittsburgh is 35-19 against the spread since '92 against Cincinnati, 42-14 straight up. 6-0, that means they won 6 straight games versus the Bengals. They're 18-9 straight up versus Cincinnati in Pittsburgh since '92. So they've had a long-standing edge in this head-to-head series. Line movements, 73% of the action is favoring Cincinnati, 65% on the over. Again, interesting to note that actually has factored into the line being pushed down to 4.5 to 4, a little bit of line movement towards Cincinnati. Looking at this game overall, you have value edges to Pittsburgh, but I don't think you can discount the fact that Roethlisberger is not playing in this game. One last thing to show you in betting angles, and this may be your best bet if you want to play this game, is to look at the under. Very simple, but yet a powerful system. Home teams against the total who are being outscored by their opponents by 10 or more points a game going into that game, they've gone under the last 5 years 71% of the time, 42-17. So, to summarize, Pittsburgh has the value edges. Not sure I would trust that given the Roethlisberger injury, but the under may be a good look here as Rudolph has not really performed up to par as the starting quarterback so far this season. Thanks again for listening. This is Jeff Makinen of DRF Sports, Twitter handle @SportsDBExpert. We will talk to you soon.